Hi everybody. So today we're going to go over section 4.7, transformations of quadratic graphs. And we're going to go over the vertex form, or what's called the vertex form of a quadratic equation. And if you haven't read through your notes as of right now, please go back and read through those notes real quick and then restart this or pick back up where we are now. So I'm going to write down the vertex form. Y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. Okay, so your h and your k represent the vertex. So h is the x coordinate and k is the y coordinate of the vertex. The axis of symmetry is x equals h, and the number a in front of the binomial squared determines the shape or the size of the parabola. Okay, so when the equation of the parabola is written in vertex form, you can compare it easily to the parent graph of y equals x squared. So y equals x squared is the parent graph. The h is going to shift the graph, the vertex of the graph, left or right. The k is going to shift the vertex of the graph up or down. And then the a tells you if it goes up faster, which would make it skinnier, or slower, which would make it wider. So if the absolute value of a is less than 1, the graph is wider, or has a horizontal stretch. If the absolute value of a is greater than 1, then it's going to get skinnier or have a vertical stretch. Okay, so then your vertex is going to move from 0, 0 from the parent graph to hk on this transformed graph. So to graph a parabola from vertex form, plot the vertex first, of course, then find the value of each side on each side of the vertex. And we've done that before. All of this really we've done before, so it's really pretty much going to be a review. But let's look at this first part where it says what transformation has been made from the graph y equals x squared. So on number 1, y equals 2x squared. So the parent graph is y equals x squared. And I want to tell what transformation is taking place. So the vertex is not being moved. There's not an h and a k, so the vertex is still going to be 0, 0, but you do have this number in front of the x squared that is going to either make it wider or skinnier. So since the absolute value of that number is bigger than 1, it's going to make your graph go up faster, which is going to make your graph skinnier. Okay, also one thing I failed to mention was that if a is negative, it's going to flip the graph. It's going to open down. If a, and this is the way a usually is. If a is positive, which is from the parent graph, it's positive, okay, then that means that your graph is going to open up. So if it has a negative value, then it is a transformation. If it's positive, it's not a transformation. That's the way the parent graph is. So let's look at let's just skip on over to number 6. Y equals negative times x plus 3 squared minus 2. So this one has a negative in front of your parentheses. You could put a 1 there. If there's not a number, it's understood to be 1. So the 1 is not going to change how wide or how thin the parabola is, but the negative is going to make it open down. So it's going to open down. That's one transformation. And then the other transformation is from the h and k. So your vertex is being shifted to negative 3 and negative 2. So if you look at your I'm just going to write the vertex form right beside it. Y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. So the minus is part of your equation. Okay, so inside the parentheses, and I've said this before if maybe you remember, but inside the parentheses, the h is going to be the opposite sign of what it says because it's a minus the number. So this means that this 3 is actually, it's minus a negative 3. That's why it's plus inside the parentheses. So if it's a positive value, it's going to be minus in the parentheses. Okay, so let's move on. Actually, let's do one more of these, and then we're going to take a break, and then we'll move on, okay? So let's look at let's just do number 7. Y equals 3 times x plus 2 squared plus 5. Okay, so the 3 is going to shape the graph. It's going to make it go up faster. So it's going to have a vertical stretch, or it's going to make it skinnier. I would say vertical stretch. And then your vertex is going to be shifted to -2, +5. And that's all that you're going to have on number 7. So let's take a break, and then we will come back and look at 8 through 11, do maybe a couple of those, and go from there.